Alright, welcome back to Decode Traders Hub. It's as usual Dan here, right here at Decode Traders Hub. Without any further ado, let's head into it. Let's, of course, as usual, you know the drill. We start with a prayer and we give praise to our God. Alright, Father, we give you praise. Thank you for this very morning. Thank you. It is a Wednesday, the 30th of April, Lord. We are saying thank you. This is the last day of the month. We know that you've done great things throughout the month of April. and we know that even more greater things are coming in the month of May. So we give you praise for it, of course, Lord. As we enter May tomorrow, Lord, we are dedicating it into your hands. We know that a lot is going to happen. We say thank you for even before we enter May. As we start today's session, we say thank you for the profits that you're giving us tonight. Thank you for the ones for those profits that we made yesterday. Where we made losses, we know that you are going to make us recover. You're giving us the recovery that we deserve, Lord. Thank you for the profits today. Thank you for the analysis, all the details that you're showing us that we should focus on and look at. We give you praise for it. We love you and we give you all the honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Right. So, without, as usual, without any further ado, we are headed to Crush 500, and we look into it. Crush 500. Let's check it out. And we start today's session. All right. So, Crush 500. Yesterday. Let me start from yesterday. We knew that it was supposed to head there. That was our TP level right there. Why? Because of this move right here. Those who remember this move right here. That was a move. That is the same move as this right there to reach that level. And clearly, you can see from what you see here, price went all the way. Actually, this morning, it reached that level this morning. You can see it. So, what happened yesterday? It failed to reach there. So, what happened is, it came to, it started to play around this level. So, when I saw that, and I saw that it was failing to break this previous high right here, it failed to break that previous high, and it came to give me this other high, and then it broke out here. When it broke this level and gave me this change of character right here, I waited for when it went there. That's when I decided to make my entry. In fact, I decided to enter from that level. I don't know if I shared this move, but I remember waiting for this, and I think I forgot to share the signal, but that is the move. Rather, this is where I entered from. It first went into some floating loss. My stop loss was about here, up there. My stop loss was about there. So it went into floating loss, but later it didn't take around even an hour to hit my first TP, which was that level right there. So I took that and I was out. After taking it out, you can see what happened later. It decided to play around, and then boom, it gave us a change of character right there. Yes, a change of character right there. Tested it and went to hit the initial TP level right here. Right there on that very level. Hit the TP, and currently that's where price is playing around from. Alright, I've deleted everything there, not sure why, but it is an order block here. It was that H4 order block right there. It's where price has reached. I remember yesterday we wanted a pullback from that order block. Now that we've reached it, let's see if we can see some pullback. H1, we haven't gotten any current high. We've reached that resistance. CCI is already showing us we are overbought. So if I go to M15, let's go to M30, we see something. So M15, what do we have here? If I do this, is that a fake breakout or is it? Okay, I have to wait for this move to first get done with to understand if that is a fake breakout or if it is actually the real move. So for now I'll leave it up there. I'll leave it up there, and this one I'll leave it right here and wait and see what happens. So for now I have no business with this. Just to delete this, no longer need it. Forget H1. No, this was the move right there, like that. That was the move. So for now, what we wanted, this move to get us right there, I think we've reached it, reached there and then come down for the sell. So I think we've reached that move, but are we getting it? Are we seeing it today? Or it's something for another day? Isn't it taking us into May? Let's see. So right on there, M15 is still looking for some more buys, but I'm not going to rely on them since we are on that resistance. It was an H4 order block, but now it's a resistance because of price reacting on it right there. Alright, so for now I have no business with crash 500. I can't unless if you can play around with it within the range that is in currently, the upper trend line, the downward trend line, and then you can keep waiting, but that is risking. And do it on M5 probably, and that's how you could look at making money on crash 500 today. But as for me, I'm not going to make any entries. I'm just going to leave it for now. According to what we see, price should actually be continuing. Yeah, I haven't seen what this candle close, but it's likely to close being like a falling wedge. So if it becomes a falling wedge, then it's likely to continue and even reach the other level. I told you we had this and we had even this other level, which is according to daily. It's an order block on daily time frame right here. So don't get surprised if price continues with the buys and gets to that OB on the daily time frame right there. So it's likely to get to that level. We can wait for it. There's a fair value gap actually between that and this. There's that also, but it's not that of a significant fair value gap, so we may have to wait for H4, I mean H1, not really a daily time frame order block price to reach there. So for now, let's leave it and we wait and see. So let's leave this alone and wait and see what happens. If it decides to go with this one right here, we'll be knowing that yeah, we are ready to make that buy move. Alright, boom 1,000. Let's head on to boom 1,000 and we look at it. Boom 1,000. Yesterday's analysis wanted the retest from that order block to come all the way down to this fair value gap on H4, but it did not reach. It actually went back a bit, and then now it has started to come down again. We sort of have a change of character right here as we speak, but price has not yet moved a lot. So on M15 it should be a clear change of character. Higher high, higher low, a high, then that higher low has been taken out right here. So that's a change of character that we have. So according to M15, price is moving in that direction. It's actually now in a downtrend. According to M15, we are in a downtrend, and one may say we are also in a downtrend according to H1. According to H1, one may say we are also in a downtrend. I want to first clear that this thing right here. Don't need it. It looks bad. Alright, go to H4, H1. There's a fair value gap here on H1. Then we have prices below our 10 MA. So all we need is a pullback to actually sell this asset. All we need is a pullback right there to actually enter sales. Pullback, and then we continue with some sales. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we need. So for now, I have no entry. I will have to wait for a pullback, probably according to M15. Yeah, probably according to M15. This pullback, I'll be wanting it to come to this level right here. So it is this move right there, not that one. So for now, we are leaving alone that move that we wanted. This one didn't work out, but this one is still on right there. So for now, we are looking for this to come down here. So that's the only move that we need. This price reacted from okay, but I wanted, I'm not seeing it properly. Let me go to H1. That was the order block right there where price was reacting from, and that's where we saw price actually get into sales. So I can now easily delete it. Now I need that, and that's how I will be looking for my sales on this asset. Just a reminder, this can be seen as a break of structure, but then we've seen a change of character down below. This is a higher high, then gave us here a higher low, failed to give us a new higher high. Then now, as we can see, the current candle is breaking the previous higher low. That becomes a change of character. So for now, you need to know this is a reversal. Enough of boom 1000. Let's now head over to boom 500. So boom 500, I shared this. We actually entered the sell. Yep, let's first show you how it messed us up, and then we can look into what today's happening. So when it came back to that fair value gap right there, that's where we entered our sell right there. When it came back to that fair value gap, having shown us a change of character right here, it came back into that fair value gap, and we entered a sell. It sold. We were waiting for at least price to come to this fair value gap, at least half of it. It did not. It only touched it, and it reacted from the same point of which I failed to notice by that time. That those were equal lows right there. Price was being resisted on that very level right there, and that's how price went back inside. And clearly after that, before even it took me out. I had told the guys to be to break even, but then I got to understand this kind of pattern when the one it was forming right there. So I immediately noticed and knew that price is going to continue with the buy. I never gave you the signal of the buy because we were still already in that one sell, and you had broken even, I believe so. So when it did that, that was a clear move that we are going to actually break out and continue the buy. And eventually it broke out, retested on the neck, on the what? On that very trend line, and immediately price went into buys. That's how it moved the rest of the day. So what do we have here currently? Are we still in buys? Are we still in sells? Let's look at it. According to H4, let's start from the daily. According to daily, we need buys, yeah, for sure, but we have no change of character yet. According to H4, I believe we have a change of character. We had it yesterday. That was a general trend. The sell was a retest to grab liquidity here. Those who remember, it was just a retest to grab liquidity on that fair value gap that was left back. So right now I can easily first delete this so that we can understand clearly. H4. So this is H4. This was the fair value gap right there of H4. We did not even reach half of it. That's what we wanted. So but we missed that. This is on H1 right here, so I will leave it. Just delete this. Delete it. Alright, so apparently this is a change of character right there. Change of character right there. According to this level, according to what we had right there. So that will be a change of character for us there. Price tested it and started to give us higher highs. This is our first higher high. This is our first higher low right here, according to H4, higher low. So now that we see that on H4, we can go to H1, look at what price is giving us. This is a change of character right here, right there. That is a change of character. According to CCI, it will be actually matching with what we have on the main chart right there. But then why? H4 is also showing us that it is oversold. So weird. That's weird. Daily, however, we should be looking for buys. Things are becoming weird. Where we are, things are becoming weird. It means this trend line is just gonna go here. Why? Because that's where we are seeing we are overbought right there. It's very weird, but yeah, that's how it's supposed to be from what I've seen. High, low, now high. Okay, so if I go to H1, I see a change of character. I see some fair value gap right here, another one right here. According to M15, not even before according to M15, before going to M15, we can go back to this, and clearly that fair value gap will match where one would anticipate the reaction from. So delete the fib. Now wait for something like that. If it is already in play, we can actually get some entry, and that would be the trade right there. That would be the sell trade. That would be the sell trade right there. So for now, head to M15. Let's understand M15. M15 is not yet oversold. M15 is not yet oversold. So what do? It means M15 is still selling. It's not ready to retest, or something is here. We just broke out that retracement line, so meaning we are retracing now. We are retracing. So this retracement may keep like that until it reaches that level, but we may get a big spike to reach actually that level, because this is boom, so it spikes going into buys, so it can easily spike, grab liquidity on that fair value gap, and then head over into sales once again. So for now, I will wait for that. The way it is moving on M15, I can't mess with it to actually enter buys, but clearly here it can give you an overview right there. That is a change of character on that level. Do you want to confirm it? Go to M5. M5 will confirm it for you right there. That is an odd double bottom right there. This is a previous lower low, previous lower high, came here, tried to push it, failed, came here, tried again, then boom, that was taken out right there. The lower high was taken out, and that became a change of character, which signifies reversal on M5 right here. Why? You can even see that it is on oversold right there. Now we can see the pullback. We can see some sort of consolidation, but this is just to trick you thinking it is going to break out going down. No, it's going to break out going up right there. It's going to break out going up because we are in an uptrend according to M5 and according to what we've just seen, confirming that. So for now, we know that this is coming right there. So for it, you just have to wait. I may not enter this kind of buy, but if I wanted to enter, I would put my stop loss right below this low right there, and I'll be looking for that. But I can easily wait, because most of the times this can easily give you a fake breakout before it goes into the buy. Before it goes into the buy, it can easily give you a fake breakout before it goes into the buy. So this one, we will leave it where it is at M5. Let's now go to Volatility 25S. Vol 25S. So Volatility 25S, this is what we were looking for yesterday. This is yesterday. We needed a pullback. This is a level that we thought price would come back to, but remember I had given you two options, that since it broke out, it may not. It may come back to test this, or it may not, and it may continue with the buys. And clearly you can see that the buys continued. The reason why I put that there, that was a support, and price never came back to break it. So that was a support, and price clearly continued with the buys. After breakout on this resistance, the reason why I put that and that was a retest, and this is the retest that has happened right there, the retest. So we should have entered the buys to continue with it. Why? Because it has retested this resistance right up there. Meaning, according to H4, we are trading according to H4, not according to H1. Because if you trade with H1 and you look at CCI, you'll be like, now we are overbought, meaning we need sells. You get it wrong. We are still in buys according to H4. And clearly you can see prices way away from the 10MA. If I go to M15, M15 is sort of giving us some consolidation right here, which is like a channel. Let's look at it in M5. Clearly we'll see that it is a channel in M5. So it's gonna give us a pullback, a short pullback on M5, but then it will continue with the buys later. It will continue with the buys. Let's do this. We may see this. We may see that to come back to that level. Come back to that. So I can easily delete this. This has already served us. Delete that, delete that, delete this. And now we remain with this move. So we can anticipate the buys from there again. But before we anticipate buys from there again, let's look at H4. What point of interest did we leave back? Nothing. This fair value gap was mitigated here. This order block is not a valid order block. The only point of interest we left back is this fair value gap on H4. Yep. We have that on H1, but it's still not that of a valid one. So we have this and that right there. These are the points of interest we left back that have liquidity. Mitigation blocks right here. These are the ones that you can see right there. So for now, if I go to H1, I don't see any point of interest apart from these ones which are way below or before it even broke this structure, this falling wedge to continue the buy. According to daily, we know that we know price is coming right there, whether we want it or not. If you are a swing trader, then you would have your best entry was here to keeping it all the way until it reaches there or here, this very high right there. But as we speak, price is in a buy trend. And clearly on daily time frame, you can see the reason this was a retest and it is matching with what we have here. Then continuation is happening right there. If I go to H4, we broke out, then we need a retest. We did not see a retest. Okay, so at least on H4 with CCI, we need this retest. We need this kind of retest. So if we need this kind of retest, first delete this. According to H1, we are oversold, overbought. So it means this, we may end up seeing the whole of this after this kind of move. We may end up seeing the whole of this. That will be bringing us around that area. But then we need price to reach this area. First go back to H4, delete that. I want to use my feed to understand properly right there. And that will match where price is likely to come to right there. So I can easily delete this now and remain with that 50 and 61.8 level. Delete feed, go back to H1. And now this will happen. This is how price is gonna move right there. Give us another pullback until it reaches this and then we can come in with the buys once again to take us all the way up. That is a general overview of this kind of move. So for today, if we go back to M15, we are going to see this sell. We are going to see this sell. We don't have any change of character to facilitate the move of this sell, but if you go all the way back to M5, you will be able to get one around this area. So for now, we know that we will see sells, so you can wait for these sells when we see a breakout. When you see a breakout, you can still choose to wait for when it breaks out on this support. Once it breaks out, then you know price is continuing with this sell. But until then, we are still in a buy trend. Until then, until you see anything, we are still in a buy trend. You have to remember. Why? Because price broke out right here, tested this level, and again it broke out this level right there. That was a resistance right there. So it broke out and gave us the buys to continue. So until you see something like this, know that we are still in the buy trend. Don't rush to make any entries. Don't rush. Price may be coming to grab some liquidity. Oh, that was taken. What else? That was never taken. Up there, it's too far. It's too far. It may be coming back again to this level to test it before it continues into the buys, into the sells. So let's wait and see how it will play out. This is V25. Let's head over to V75. This was a tricky one. It took some money. Yesterday, so we need to find the recovery. So V75, let's see. We had this channel here. That is what we had yesterday. We had anticipated buys right here. Right here. We had anticipated buys right here. If price comes back into this fair value gap, I still saw that it was having a lot of momentum, so I had my entries just a bit below right here. There were limit orders and I was away from the PC, so either way it was my bad to leave the limit orders in. It was right here, and then price actually had more momentum of sales to actually continue breaking out. I had more entries right here. This was another entry that I had on that order block, but even it went into no, I had a tight stop loss. This is the reason why I was taken out. I was supposed to have my stop loss all the way here, but I had a tight stop loss just around that area below this low. So it took me out, went into profits, then came back again later on. So this one, it was my own mistake. I would have recovered actually from this move. From here to there, I would have recovered this loss right there. But it was my own mistake that led me to that. So when it did this, I later realized this was never a change of character, so it had to continue still down. Why? Because why was this not a change of character? This is a lower low. This was a break of structure, so this was our lower low right here. It went up, gave us a lower high there, came down, broke structure right there. That was a break of structure. Went to give us a low, came back, broke structure, gave us a lower low, went to give us a lower high. This was never a change of character. So if anyone was actually following this and trying to enter, I believe lost even more than what you had lost at first. So this was never a change of character. This is a lower low, this is a lower high. So it came, failed, continued, gave us a new lower low. Now this is where we see a change of character. So this one right here is a first low. This is a second low, but it has failed to break the previous low, meaning this one right here becomes our change of character right there. That becomes our change of character right there. According to M15, that is the first time we see a change of character to push us into the buy trend. And immediately you can see price made a pullback to that level, and then we started to see buys. So price is coming to it has given us a higher high. This is our first higher high right there. So it's giving us a higher low, and this higher low is looking for this liquidity that was left back on that fair value gap. Please, once more, if you want to learn how to analyze like me and understand smart money concept and what have you, you need to register for the May mentorship class. All this I teach, so it's upon you to understand, and don't just move into trades that you have not analyzed and understood yourself. So right here where we are, we need this right here, reach into that, and then we can continue with the buys according to M15. Let's now head over to H1. That was a break of structure according to H1, and this was a break of structure on H1, but then gave us a lower high right here, a lower low, lower high, failed to give us a lower low. This is where we see a change of character on H1, meaning H1 is also in an uptrend. H1 is also in an uptrend. That's where we see change of character on H1. All right, so that is a good thing because it is also matching with what we have on CCI, that we need buys. All right, so if we know that, then we just wait for a momentum of buys from this very fair value gap. So now I can easily delete this. It's no longer needed. We have our current one right here. This is our current order block that we need. Even this can be taken out now. All right, so now it's a matter of waiting for buy momentum from this level or this order block, but it's likely to react from this fair value gap only, and we continue in the buy trend. Go to H4. Now on H4, this is where things become interesting. That is not a break of structure, and that's the reason why price was looking for all the stop losses that were here, all the stop losses that were here. That's the reason why it was looking for them. It has now given it to us. Now this was a break of structure right here, so price could not continue into buys because it had a break of structure. It had a break of structure right here, so it had to first come to create a new low which failed to break the previous low, and this kept to be our previous lower low. This is just a low, and now it's gonna go to give us a change of character right here. So if price goes and breaks this level right here, this will be the H4 change of character right there. This is where we'll see the H4 change of character. But until then, we still are not ready to enter buys on H4 according to H4. No, mark my words, according to H4. But according to H1, we have a change of character, meaning we can enter buys according to H1 and M15. So we'll be waiting for the buy opportunities on H1 and M15. That is enough on boom. To delete this for now. To delete this for now, even this for now. We know these were left back, so it's okay. This can be taken out, but it's still needed. Alright, okay, so I will leave this at M15. I need a momentum to usher me into buys, so that's what I'll be waiting for. Now let's head over to jump 50. Please, if you like the content of this channel, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, like, and of course, if it is your first time to come to this channel, to this analysis session, we have it every day, Monday to Friday, 10:30 to 11:30 East African time, AM East African time. So you can go ahead and subscribe so that you can always be part of this. Don't forget to hit the bell button and click in all notifications so that you don't miss out when we are live to receive a notification. Alright, jump 50. So jump 50, what happened? Alright, so we needed price to move there. That pullback, it did not. It actually decided to use this one right here. So that became a support area, a resistance. So I can easily delete that. I will leave that one up there. So it has come to this level. This was an order block that price reacted on it this one time, then it has come back to react on it again. Alright, delete everything right there. Now what do we have? So we needed this. First delete that, delete this. We have a break of structure according to H1. This is a break of structure right there, so it means we are still selling. We are still in a sell. This one had given us a change of character, but it was a fake one, only to come later and give us a break of structure right here. Now that we have a break of structure, we know that price is going to continue selling. Remember, we have this point of interest right here. It's an H4 order block, but according to H4 right there, we don't have a break of structure right here. Right here we are sort of consolidating. Excuse me, we are sort of consolidating where we are, but according to price and a 10MA price is below our 10MA, which means we are still selling. If we are still selling, that means we will see price eventually continue and come here. So what does that leave us with? That can only tell us that this is something that you don't want to find yourself in, waiting for almost a whole day to trade and of course make some money. So you rather leave it to play along until it reaches a level where we will be looking for sell entries. So for now, let's first delete that. We need it to reach here, this order block. Yes, it has reached. This is the second time it has reached that fair value gap, but it is not enough. Somehow it is not enough. According to H4 on CCI, you realize it never even touched the oversold right there. So we're still looking for that kind of sell. It may reach there. It may even give us a fake breakout to come all the way to this level. There's another order block right here. This is according to daily. It can easily give us a fake breakout and come to this daily order block. So until then, this is still a sell trade. We are still selling it. So whatever you do, look for sells, not buys. Look for sells, not buys, unless otherwise, unless something else pops up. But until then, we are still in a sell trend. We are still in a sell trend. So I don't want you guys to be caught off guard. We are still in a sell trend. We are still in a sell trend. Jump 25. Jump 25 first gave us money. I myself forgot to break even. I don't know if any of you guys on VIP signals actually managed to break even. But yeah, first gave us, this is where we had entered our sell. The reason why we had entered a sell was simple. It had given us this breakout right there, and this was like a retest. So our entry was around this area when it retested back to that M15 order block right there. When it did that, and that's where we were looking for our sell. But on coming, it failed to break the previous lower low, and that was where I think I kept on insisting on sells, yet it was failing to break this low. So that was a clear indication that price is going to eventually go back inside that structure. So this is what happened. This was my entry, went into profits. I failed to break even. Took me out on my SL inside that descending triangle. So went up there, did all that it did. First delete this, delete that, delete this, that. Yeah, delete this, and this one also. So when it went up there, this was a break of structure, meaning that was never a change of character right there. But clearly they considered it to be a change of character. According to this, it's a bit weird. Why? Means they never considered this to be a significant high. So that was a change of character. Came back, tested it, started to get into sells, although with low momentum. You can clearly see that with low momentum it was trading within a channel, sort of a channel, not even a channel, something weird. Yeah, and then it kept on selling until it broke structure right here, right there. Broke structure. Yeah, broke structure right there. According to H1, that is a break of structure. Came to our TP level. That was our TP level yesterday that we needed to reach before we can enter buys. Remember, the structure was like this. From there we were looking for this entry right here to reach that, and then this one was like this right there. That is the move that we needed. Fake breakout here to later on push us for the buys. So it reached the point of the entry, the TP that we wanted, and go back to M15, so I can easily delete these two. And now when it reached here, immediately on M15 we saw a double bottom right there. This is a double bottom right there on support on that order block. It was a double bottom. So having seen that double bottom, if you can actually see it properly on M5, that was a double bottom, and clearly this is a change of character right there, without a doubt. Change of character right there. Never retested. It left some liquidity right there. That is M5. Let's look at M15. There is a very wide fair value gap. Never tested it after giving us a change of character there. So we know price is coming for such levels. It's gonna come for such levels, such an order block right in the middle can be also significant. So all we know now is that we need buys. But now we can see we have a high. So what is price going to do? It needs a pullback. So it's going to give us a change of character right here, if it has not given it to us on M15 and M5, not yet. But we know price is going to react to which one? To this fair value gap. Yeah, it may not use this. So we can easily delete that. We know the price is going to come around here. It's going to come around here and then get into buys again. So we can easily delete this. Now wait for this move. So if I go to H1, of course this move is going to be leading me there, so I can easily now delete this. Don't need to delete anymore. Can delete this also. Alright, so that's today's kind of trade plan on this asset. According to M5, there's an order block right there, so price may first come all the way up there, or even to these fair value gaps that were left here. There's a fair value gap here that was not mitigated, so it can easily first reach that fair value gap and then it heads all the way into sales. So there or there, whatever it does, we know what it is going to do. If you're a scalper, this is M5, you can wait for that entry and enter that sell to bring you all the way down below. Alright, that is jump 25. Now we need to see last asset, which is jump 10. We have about our minutes are even done, so we are in extra. Let's use that extra. Within 5 minutes we'll be out of here. So jump 10. Jump 10. Okay, jump 10. So what happened to jump 10? Jump 10, we had, first go to H4. We knew the price was still in a buy trend. Yep. But then we had that kind of structure. It was not giving us break of structure to actually continue with the buy. So it was sort of consolidating within there. If you go to M15, price had reacted on that fair value gap. Also remember, I told you that it is going to continue within the buy to go all the way to the upper trend line and later on get into sales. So that's what happened actually. Went up to the upper trend line, then before we know it, it gave us a change of character right there. Price reacted back to that change of character and boom, we got a breakout. So delete this, go back to H1, we got a breakout from that level. Price went back inside again, and then as we speak it is trying to get into sales. But still something is weird. Is it? Not really, it's not weird. This is a change of character. This is a break of structure right here. Oh, actually this is a change of character on H1. This would be like a change of character on H1 right there. So delete this and that. So this would be like a change of character on H1. Why? Because this is a retracement, a resistance. That's a resistance right up there. Price came to that order block, and now price is below our 10 MA. If I can see properly, this is a change of character on not yet. That's not a change of character. This was a change of character down here on M15. Yep, yeah, that was a change of character. Started to buy, but here we haven't seen any change of character because this is a higher high. So clearly price is likely to get back up again. It's likely to get back up again, probably to that order block. Really? It's weird, but from what I see, it's likely to get back up because that was like a break of structure right there. Break of structure. This was a change of character, retest right here. Break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. So it's likely to head back up before it can come into sales once again. So I would do this and do that. But then I want to remind you that on H1 we got a break of structure. Actually, this was like a change of character right here. Why? This is a high, this is a high, so we are on the same high, but this was a higher low, high there. Then that higher low was broken out to give us a change of character right here. So this was like a pullback to later on bring us into sales once again, to start to see lower lows and lower highs. So this would be our first lower low break of previous low, meaning we get our first lower low right here. So what are we going to see? We're going to see sales without a doubt. Somehow tricky still, we didn't reach that level, but we may not reach it. From what I'm seeing, this resistance is still holding up, so the buy that we need here, I don't think it is going to continue up there. It may react from that order block and then give us the sales just like we need. Alright, I think that's it for today. Let me wish you guys a good day. Before we go, let's do a recap and we call it a day. Remember, subscription for signals was the subscription period was opened yesterday, actually Monday. So those who want to subscribe for the Signal platform, you are welcome. Use the number that you're seeing right there to subscribe. To WhatsApp me. I share with you the details of payment details, where to send the money, either if you're using cryptocurrency, if you're using mobile money, if you're using bank, if you're using anything else. We can look into it on how you can pay up your subscription fee for the VIP Signal platform. Otherwise, let's now look into where we started from. Alright, the sale, like I said, it's happening. Yeah, it's happening on Crash 500. It's coming right here, but we don't have an entry. Do we? No, we don't have. So we need to wait and get an entry. Pull back and then entry. You know the drill. So for this, we will wait for such an entry. Boom 1000. We need a pullback right there to actually continue with the sell, because it's likely to continue selling. It's likely to continue selling to come to this fair body gap on H1 and H4. Boom 500 on the other hand, we needed this pullback and it happened clearly just like we had anticipated. Look at that, the fake breakout all the way to this order block. It didn't even touch the order block, surprisingly, but it came all the way to that, and then the buy started right there, just like we spoke. So can we enter this buy? I think we can. Although M15 is not supporting it, but I think we can. So I will enter with 0.5. Let's my lot size, and I'll put my stop loss where? Put my stop loss right below this 10 MA. I'll put it below this 10 MA. I don't want to risk. I'm going to use my 10 MA as my resistance line or support line, whatever you want to call it. So I'll be looking at my TP right there. Want about $15. Alright, so that's what I'll be looking for. That is on Boom 500. Volatility 25S, the breakout is happening, but you can still see that it is not yet ready. It may still give that push. This may be a fake breakout, fast fake breakout to go, and then it will later on go all the way up there. But still, it may be this kind of move to give us that. We need to know how these guys do these things. So it can easily be this kind of low, high, low, and then to continue up there. So we'll wait and see. This has reached the fair value gap, and we needed to see some buy momentum to start to usher us into the buys. So for now, we have no entry. We just wait for the buy momentum to be started so that we can also join. Jump 50, this is a no-go for us. It's very slow lately because it's still looking for these kinds of move to reach these other points of interest. So for now, it's a bit crazy for us. Remember, it is on the H4 support level. It's on H4 support. Touched it. This was the second time touching that H4 support level, and clearly price has reacted to this fair value gap. So sometimes it can be a shock when it does something like that from that level, because it has grabbed liquidity. Yeah, and clearly it looks like it's going to do that exact thing. It looks like it's going to do that exact thing. So if it gives us any momentum, let's look at H4. H1 we need buys, H4 we need it sells, but then H1 is still looking for some kind of buys. So it's tricky, but I'm not going to enter any entries right here, so I will leave it. I know it's likely to break out and continue. If it does break out, then I can wait for the pullback probably after the breakout. Or if price on H1 goes above our 10 MA, or actually on M15, if it goes above our 10 MA on M15, then it will be confirming with the buys. So for now, no entry. Jump 25, this is very slow. I wouldn't bother entering any unless if it goes back to that or that up there. But until then, we're looking for sales to bring us all the way down below to this fair value gap or that order block. So we'll be waiting. So until then, no entries with this asset. The entry will be on M15 if it gets back up there, and then we get into buy to sales. This right here, like I've said, will be anticipating a pullback to try to take out the previous high or fail to give us a previous high, and it comes and it gives us a change of character right here. This is where our change of character will be if this level is broken. Why? Because this was a break of structure right there. This is a high, a higher high, this is a higher low, and then it should take out that higher low to give us a change of character. So that's the reason why. Alright, so I think this is enough for today. Remember, we've entered Boom 500. We are already in some small profits, but then there is some resistance up there. There's that some sort of resistance, so it may become a problem it may not. Let's wait and see. All we need is price to get up there. Let's wait and see if that weak resistance can be taken out. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow same time, 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. East African time. Happy trading. Remember to use proper risk management, and of course remember always, there are some of those who do who don't use stop losses, but it's a risk, and sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you can actually get stressed when you lose a lot, because man, these markets, we are not market makers. So if we are not market makers, we have to follow those who are market makers to try and make some money. So if you don't use a stop loss, you are at a very high risk. Of course, sometimes it pays off, but if you lose what you can afford to lose, it's okay. You know that you still have hope to recover, and that's what I can advise everyone. Even though these guys do stop hunts, you know that they will never do that for so long. You will still get a trade that you will make money, and even more than that. When you get a better trade, and you're confident with it, you can use your leverage rightly to actually recover and even make more money, and to even cover up the days you were not making money. So it's about time we started to get back to proper risk management. That means using your stop loss. These guys can change the structure, just like we saw how they quickly changed the structure on Boom 500 yesterday. So we changed the structure. We were unable to get back to the analysis to analyze properly and see that the structure is changing and try to look for the buy. So they took the money, and if you had no stop loss, it means they took even a lot more. So we have to get back to proper risk management. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading day. See you tomorrow same time. Bye bye.